Welcome, everybody, to episode 17 of Everything Entertainment with Gooch and Trio. My name is Trio.
And I'm Gooch. How is everyone doing on this fine day?
We are reporting in for the week of November 30th. We'll start off the show with a little Marvel news. We both finished Jessica Jones.
Yeah, so it's been about...
like a week and a half, probably. 2 weeks.
I think we're on two weeks.
No, I think it came out the 21st. That's a Friday, so I think, last Friday it came out.
It came out the week before Thanksgiving.
That's
so
right.
It's been
You're right. Okay.
It's been 2 weeks. So we both finished the 13-episode season 1. So now we're going to talk about it in its
overall
full
thoughts.
glory. So
Okay.
let's kind of start.
There's so much to cover.
What did you think? Just like go
overall,
ahead. Go ahead.
I mean,
just go. Just start.
I'll just start with Kristen Ritter as Jessica. Absolutely kills it. She owns the role. I think she was the perfect cast for it. She's just this hard-hitting drinker, she's a hard-hitting drinker who just doesn't give a fuck, and I love it. And also, I just love that she is like the first real woman superhero that we're seeing on the small screen or big screen, and they don't really even talk about it, which I like.
They don't.
Like, it's
they
just,
really
she's
don't.
a girl, and that's it. Who cares? And I love it, because that's how it should be. Who gives a hell if she's a girl? They don't need to address that. Like, that's one gripe I have with Supergirl. It's like, you don't think I can do this because I'm a girl? And I'm like, no, it's not the reason I don't think you can do this.
They linger on that,
And it's just like, I don't care. It's just, she was awesome. David Tennant played Kilgrave. Probably one of the best Marvel villains I think I've seen literally out of the whole MCU, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He was really just diabolical. He was manipulative. He was sociopathic. It was just, I like the whole series as a whole. Luke Cage in it, perfect.
Yeah, Mike Coulter, really good job.
Yeah, I think
honestly,
he killed it.
I couldn't think if he wasn't a thing. I don't know who could have played Luke Cage.
Seriously,
it would have been I can't think of anyone that comes to mind. And it's just like, yeah, he'd be a good Luke Cage.
Yeah, it's true. Like, just off the top of your head, you can't think of one. I mean, maybe what was his name? Not Tyrese Gibson. Is that his name? The dude from The Longest Yard, the McDonald's dude. He
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. I don't know.
He looks the part.
But he's more of a funny dude.
Terry Crews. Oh my god. But going on to what did you think of the theme of the show? Like, in general, what were your impressions? Like, maybe before going in, and then while you were watching it. And then...
I mean, I didn't expect it to be nearly as adult and just hardcore as it was.
You would describe Daredevil as dark, and this just is like a whole nother level of it.
Like, you see blood in almost every episode. Like, the part, we're going to get full spoilers here, like the part where Hope literally pops her parents in the elevator. Yeah, and then it just opens up to her just clicking the gun.
And
then
no bullets in it.
And then she just realizes what's going on. I was like, literally, like, my jaw was dropped. Like, I was like, no.
Dude, at the end, when Another Hope, when she kills herself, I was like, whoa! And then,
she's like, you don't have to protect me. I was like,
why would you do that? She stabs her neck with the stem of a broken glass, and then, Kilgrave is controlling people, and they're all, they're being hung.
Yeah.
And they drop down all at the same time. It's like, whoa!
Dude, one thing about Kilgrave, for how, dark and just crazy motherfucker he is, he has some funny parts in the show. Where I'm he's just talking, and it's, kind of just funny how, crazy the dude is.
At some points, I was, sympathetic. When he, I think it was around episode 8, when Jessica moves in with Kilgrave,
mm-hmm.
I wasn't sympathetic, but I was more
what's going on? Yeah.
I was more obviously something's going on with him.
I mean, it is tough though, to feel sympathy for it, but that's the thing. It shows you how good of a writing they had that they're making you sympathize for this crazy sociopath.
Yeah,
that's literally making people do whatever the hell he wants, no matter how many lives he hurts. That's another thing. He literally just doesn't care. The one part that I just thought just sums him up is he's it's the one part where she's tailing him, and he's at the newspaper store, and he's taking all the magazines.
Oh yeah, when they're following Malcolm,
and he's taking all the magazines, and the guy's like, "Hey, you gotta pay for those. What are you doing?" He's like,
"Throw that hot coffee."
Yeah, he's like, "Take that coffee, throw it in your face," and it's steaming hot coffee, and he just whoosh, and he's like, "Ah!" I was like, "Oh my god!" You couldn't just say, "Forget about it."
I love how casual it was too.
Yeah, he's like, "Take that coffee, throw it in your face," and then just walked away. And that's another thing I like his powers, how they explained it. Totally okay with me. How he's like a fire, and that's how he is.
They
in the
never
comics,
go
I'm
into
pretty
it. Even like season 2 alludes to the fact that they'll get into how Jessica Jones
Was
got
created,
her powers by the IGH, which is same with Nuke, who let's segue into that. Like, didn't even see that coming that they were doing it. They never alluded to it. They never were like we knew Hellcat, Trish Walker was going to be in it in some capacity.
Well, I mean, like, people did. I remember reading articles before the show did come out, and it did say that they were going to involve him, but honestly, I totally forgot about it. And honestly, he's such kind of an underrated character.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was.
No, like, you missed, there's the Easter egg when he blows up the thing, or when he blows up all the evidence on Kilgrave, he throws a Zippo that has the American flag on it.
Yeah.
Like, the exact one that he has tattooed.
Yeah.
Ruben? He got Ruben. Like, when that he poor so guy, weird. He was. But he was like, I don't know, I didn't hate him. He was funny to watch. Like,
I like his banana.
Why did you make that for? Because I love her. And then it just cuts. There's one part where Kilgrave's at Jessica's apartment, and this guy Ruben shows up, and he's in love with her.
Weird neighbor.
And he has a crush on her. And then of course Kilgrave really loves her. And then he says that, and Kilgrave makes him kill himself.
I think it's funny, kind of like the whole show is. Like, the point of the show is that Kilgrave is, like, so madly in love with Jessica, and it's, like, you kind of, like, forget about that. Well, it's not just he wants her, but, like, at points he wants to kill her because, like, he knows he can't. Not that he can't have her, but, like, she'll kill him. And, like, what ends up happening, like...
And even with the part, like, where she goes to live with him, and then they go on, and then they save the people. Like, he gets them out, and he's like, tell him to stop, and then they get the girl out. And he's like, maybe I can do good. And then she kind of goes away and talks to Trish, and she's like, all right, if you could harness his power for good, would you? And then it cuts, and you don't get the answer. Then she goes back and kidnaps him. That was good. I didn't see that coming. I was like so confused on what was going to happen. Like, she puts the stuff in the food that knocks the two people out, and then she chloroforms him.
Yeah, just like
total sneak attack. It was great.
Oh, dude, and then the neighbor. With the bomb,
I saw that coming.
I didn't see. I
saw something. I didn't see like her blowing up, but I saw like Kilgrave saying something to her. Oh, when she walks over, Frank Simpson. Yeah, Kilgrave told me to give this to you.
It blows him up.
Oh my god!
And that's kind of where he starts becoming Nuke.
Well, yeah, because then he needs all the augmentations and the
pills.
The pills, because that is his power. They got his powers basically nailed down from the comics. Like,
yeah,
he takes
literally
the red pills, the white pills, and the blue pills.
I talk about like Trish real quick. Oh my god, I really liked Trish's character.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect them to like. I thought she was just gonna be like a moral support friend.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was like. She pretty much. I mean, like more or less.
Like you didn't think she was gonna be as involved.
Yeah, she began the persona of Hellcat, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're gonna expand on it, and like she takes an initiative, but she never like has.
Did you?
Takes the superhero role.
Sorry, did you notice the Easter egg with her costume?
With Jewel?
With the Jewel costume. Yeah. She has, I thought that was funny.
So, but yeah, I would love to see her get a costume and her just be more prominent.
I would like to see Jessica Jones get a costume too.
I think I feel like it would never happen.
I know, but I'd like. She's in the
like
Defenders.
It would be like but like Luke. I feel like Luke Cage barely has a costume.
Well, I know, but that's the thing. His is easy. You throw a yellow T-shirt on him and frickin' black pants.
Then like Jessica Jones would be what she wears all the time. And she wears literally the same outfit.
I mean, the only reason I'm saying is because you're gonna have Iron Fist. He wears a costume. I still wonder how they're gonna do him. You got Daredevil. He's in his Daredevil costume. Luke Cage, I feel like he's definitely going to put on the yellow shirt. I can't see them. I'm not saying that they're going to give her the costume that you see in the comics.
I don't think so.
But they're going to see. Yeah, no, they're going to have to.
It's not going to be Jewel.
They're going to have to real world it up.
Yeah.
Like they're just going to have to make it kind of practical in the fact of you actually see this in real life.
Yeah. So, and another thing, Carrie-Anne Moss's part as Hogarth, that was like,
dude,
she was like cold as fuck.
She was awesome. Like I haven't seen her. I feel like I haven't seen her in anything since The Matrix.
She hasn't been in much.
But I thought she was awesome. Like she was really good. And dude, the whole thing
the part where she gets cut up by Wendy, I was like, what?
Death by 1,000 cuts, go for it. And then he just throws her the knife, and then she's just like, 1, 2.
Dude, that was hard to watch.
Oh my gosh,
I was like, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
I was
It's
like,
messed. And like, dude, there are a few scenes in that are really just like you're like, what?
yeah, and, like, the part where Claire puts the needle in Luke Cage's eye. I was like, oh my god,
I know.
I was like, I can't get through his skin, so
yeah,
go through his eye.
Yeah. His like orbital socket or something. She's
Yeah,
like,
so good segue. So what connects Jessica Jones to Daredevil is Claire.
Yeah.
And Claire was the nurse that pretty much finds Matt Murdock like almost dead.
Yeah, half
heals him
dead.
back
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I think in like episode 3.
Yeah, too. It's when he gets beat up like really bad and he's in the dumpster. Or something.
Yeah, so she has experience. I guess people with powers. Not. I guess Daredevil really doesn't. Yeah, he has powers. I guess.
I mean, he has like
More
super...
like natural.
Well, no, they're unnatural because he got them from toxic
Yeah,
waste.
true. All right. Well, like in the way
He has almost sonar, basically. Sonar sense. He's with hearing.
she is the only thing. They don't even mention anything about Daredevil in the show. I was
That's one
surprised.
gripe we both had.
I
with
was
it a
like,
little bit.
I wanted them to say something about him. Like they mention Hulk and Captain America specifically. Jessica Jones does.
Mhm.
They mention the Battle of New York a few times, and once or twice in the beginning. You see a kid in a Captain America costume, and that's it.
Mhm.
Like, you don't get any other
Where-
references.
There's a Spider-Man popsicle in there too.
Is there?
Yeah.
Where?
Somewhere. It's like when they're walking by like a ice cream stand, but you can see it.
Really?
I don't know if it was on purpose or it just was on. It was probably just on the ice cream stands thing
I feel like if it wasn't, they would have done something about it.
because it wasn't like that big. It's like you had to zoom in. So I might have just literally been on the ice
Like a
cream
truck?
yeah, because it was like a stand, like
Oh,
in
yeah.
New York. I mean, yeah, that is the one gripe. I wish there was some more connective tissue between like Jessica Jones and
Even
Daredevil.
I said, like the last scene, she walks into her apartment very like something's gonna be in there, and I was just waiting for Daredevil to be sitting
I'm
there
thinking
and like
where it's
go
all
up
gonna-
to her and be like, I know, I've heard about you, like, you know, maybe
See,
we can do some good.
Here's
Like,
my idea, though, what they're doing. They're probably going to have a lot more connecting stuff going on in Luke Cage, because Luke Cage is another defender.
Jessica Jones will definitely be in
Jessica
Luke Cage
Jones
at some
will-
capacity.
At some capacity. But the thing is, you don't know, is it still going to be set in New York? Because I know, like, Luke goes away, like, after that. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's still going to be set in New York. I could see easily Daredevil being a part of the Luke Cage series. I could see Jessica Jones being somewhere in Daredevil Season 2, just maybe as a cameo or something. But, I mean, we'll see.
One thing we kind of didn't talk about, like Luke Cage and like how he was in the show.
That's true.
I like how they brought him in, and then he was gone for like the middle of the show, and then came back. I like how they didn't center it
use him
around
so
him.
much. Yeah.
Like they put
Like,
him
he's in there just enough.
Just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
But yeah, we get a little bit of figure out how Luke Cage got his powers. He mentions he was part of an experiment, which is in the comic. In the comic he's in jail and he gets presented with this opportunity to be a part of this experiment or pretty much rot in prison. So he takes the opportunity. I don't know if he goes to prison. I don't think he mentions it.
I don't think he does. I mean, well, I think there's going to be more explanation when it obviously gets to his series. And what was I going to say? I just totally lost my train of thought. The guy, as we said, Mike Coulter killed the role. Can't really imagine anyone else in it now.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what they're going to do with Luke Cage. Like, who the villain's going to be.
Diamondback.
Oh, it is? They are. Oh,
I
that's
would
right.
assume
I
it's
forgot.
gonna be Diamondback. That's his like personal villain.
Uh-huh. That makes too much sense then, yeah.
Yeah. So like Jessica Jones, like there would be no other villain for Jessica Jones. Like Kilgrave.
They'd have to borrow from other comics.
Yeah, Kilgrave is her villain. And real quick, I want to talk about like I like how they like Jessica refers to them having sex as rape. I like how it goes to that level.
Yeah.
And I like how it like
He's like,
because like I looked some Kilgrave stuff up from the comics. Like when they first meet, he tells her to sit down and take her clothes off, like in the middle of a restaurant, and she does, and she's like Jewel still.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like all he does is like fuck girls, like literally
mess with
like
them,
he
yeah,
like
mess with
sleeps
them,
with girls all the time, and like
there was one part he was like,
and he's actually purple in the comic.
Yeah,
like
dude, did you see
like
the
how
part where he started getting purple?
Yeah, when
I thought he was going.
The,
I was guessing that he was going to
drug.
be like half purple or something.
I feel like that would have.
I
been
knew it would have been
interesting.
tough, but like.
I like how they alluded to the fact that he was Purple Man, but not made him Purple
That's
Man.
true.
Because he wore purple all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's good enough. I think calling him Kilgrave, you can get away with it. But let's kind of wrap it up. Final thoughts. Definitely go watch it.
Yeah, easily.
Like,
honestly, I liked it.
You don't even have to watch Daredevil first.
You don't at all.
It might help, but like it doesn't.
Honestly,
really...
it probably won't. They'll mention like, literally, they don't mention Daredevil by name
at all.
You
wouldn't even nothing from Daredevil.
If you didn't watch Daredevil, you would not know the difference at all.
Yeah.
So I mean,
true.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say definitely at least a good 8.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10, easy for me. I really enjoyed the show. Definitely recommend it to anyone. All right, Gooch, what do we get up next?
So Agent Carter Season 2 got pushed back a week. This is kind of sucky, but we got to blame Obama because there's a State of the Union address on
that
Tuesday.
Mother. No.
There's a State of the Union next. So it was supposed to premiere like the 12th. And now it's like the 19th.
All right.
It's not like a big deal, but like, thanks State of the Union.
Thanks State of the Union. All right. Well, next up, some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. Episode 9. How was it, Gooch?
Yeah. So, again, like dude, the beginning of the episode is pretty crazy. Like the episode, I liked it a lot. This episode was really good. So it starts out with like Coulson and the leader of the ACTU, Rosalind, like having dinner. They're kind of like made up at the fact like she wasn't lying about being part of Hydra, and she is like this innocent in a way.
Yeah.
And they're having dinner, and she gets sniped, like out of nowhere,
popped
like through her neck, just like killed by Ward, like in like
30
4 blocks away. Like, and I was just like,
just cut to him just putting away a sniper.
Yeah. And it was just like, holy shit. And then Coulson just loses it. Like, pretty much the episode is Coulson's just like in this rage, like goes back, like says nothing, like blood all over him, goes up into his office. And
is the other dude part of Shield or like
Ward?
Yeah, or is he an enemy?
Ward was a part of Shield. He infiltrated Shield under Hydra, and then he like revealed to them that they were Hydra, and it was like that was like season 1.
Yeah, okay.
And like now he's like, I'm killing Ward, like screw
like he's
this.
done.
We are going in and we are murdering this guy.
Yeah, like he
and like one Hunter who was originally signed with killing Ward, like Coulson goes up to him, he's like, if you would have killed him, like nobody would have been dead. Like it's your fault.
Yeah.
Like he starts like just like getting mad and laying blame to people. And they end up, they're like, all right, we're gonna go after him because like that's what Coulson wants to do. So they get a team together and they literally like go into this Hydra facility and try to take him out. But they find out that, remember I was talking about how they're trying to open the portal to get that Inhuman from the other world.
To get
they
everyone
opened it and they're sending a team in because Simmons, the character who was there, got back, so they captured them because they figured out how to go there and then get back.
So have you seen this Inhuman yet?
No,
the crazy one.
They're in there now. So what happens? Coulson, like they infiltrate the facility, and like right above the portal is to the other world. There's like a chimney, so you can see like straight through.
Yeah.
He dives into it as soon as it closes and just goes in, like after Ward, because Ward goes. Simmons stays behind is like...
Yeah, just to watch the backs.
No, Simmons is captured by Hydra, but they sent Fitz in, so like they separate them, but like now there's like they don't, they want to make sure they get back. Yeah. So now there's this like, what's like lifeline?
Yeah.
But yeah, Coulson goes in after them. So next week is the mid-season finale, and it's pretty much going to be, I mean, I would be surprised if they killed Ward off, but like Coulson is going to be with Ward in there, and like they can't do anything about it because they have to open it in like 12 hours.
Really?
Because like the portal only opens in specific locations, like in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like they have to know. So like they timed it correctly. So like, all right, the portal will be here in 12 hours. Like that's your time. So next week is mid-season finale. And
should be good.
Definitely should be good. Moving on, we got some Luke Cage set photos. Speaking of the devil, we're going right from Jessica Jones and Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So Luke Cage is really not far off.
No, it's in production right now. Everything's in full swing. Probably, I'm guessing either Luke Cage is going to come out.
I feel like it's going to be a spring.
Do you think Daredevil season we're going to see season 2 of Daredevil before Luke Cage? You don't think so?
Not at this point.
But
we haven't seen enough stuff.
But I mean, honestly, Daredevil's further into filming.
I mean,
It's been filming for a lot. I honestly think we're going to see Daredevil season 2, same time slot as like last year, April-ish. Then we're going to get Luke Cage, and or dude, who knows? They could release them around the same time. Like,
True.
So
we get some pictures of Luke Cage and Claire together. So Claire is going to be in Luke Cage. So there's another like Daredevil connect. We see pictures of a new character, brand new, who's going to be, his name's Detective Scariff, played by Frank Whaley. Don't know the name.
Whoever that is.
So there's nothing really revealing in the shots at all. But
it's like Jessica Jones. Like the first shots you see, it's just kind of her walking around or something.
It's literally So we just see these 3 characters, and that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Daredevil should be good. Look out for it. If we have anything to go on from these first,
Daredevil.
Whatever. It's all right. If we have anything to go on from Daredevil and Jessica Jones, should be some pretty good television.
Oh yeah.
Next up, new Deadpool poster was revealed. Nothing, just a little funny poster. It just has him like grabbing his ass and turning around with his like finger on his face.
Yeah, and it says badass, smart ass, great ass.
Deadpool coming soon.
Yeah.
Dude, the marketing for this movie has been genius. I think it's been too good.
I think it's pretty easy to market.
I think it is too, but like I just think they know what they're doing too.
Yeah.
Like they know the spirit of the character. They know what they're going for this time. I'm just really excited to see that.
And that's coming in February.
February 16th.
That's our first movie for
of
the
next year,
season. Like,
it comes out on Valentine's Day.
Does it? It comes out
like
on a Sunday? Because I know Walking Dead starts up like on Valentine's Day. So it comes out on a Sunday?
I don't think it's February 16th or something.
You could be wrong.
No, I'm like 100% sure.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter right now. Okay, moving on. We're going to talk about some video game stuff. So, the Game Awards were last Thursday night, and me and Trio had the pleasure of watching it together.
There was some cool stuff, some cool reviews. I mean, the Batman thing's the biggest. We'll get into everything.
Besides the awards themselves, they revealed a few things. One, we got a new Uncharted 4 trailer. We're not going to go too in depth because we got a lot to cover.
Yeah, we'll just kind of skim over everything.
So we got the Uncharted 4 trailer. They released that Telltale is working on a Batman game, which we were like, whoa.
It's so good.
Awesome
that
idea.
excites me so much because the amount of stuff they could do with that's insane.
We got a reveal that Tim Schafer is working on Psychonauts 2, which I didn't play as a kid. It was an old PS2 game that did really. It's like a cult game, and they're making a second one, which is what a lot of people, the fans of the game, wanted. And that was kind of only the more or less
big reveals,
big stuff that came out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. That's really it. The Batman thing is just that's the one I'm obviously most excited for. There's so many different things they can do with that game. Uncharted 4, seen a lot already. I'm pumped. I'm just ready for the game to come out. Psychonauts, don't really know much about, so
I don't know
have much to say.
It.
What else? Wasn't it Rocket Race or whatever is coming to Xbox as well?
Rocket League is coming to Xbox is another thing. Pretty much a no-brainer. That was kind of like bound to happen.
Awards-wise, what do we got?
All right, so I got them all listed.
Just
so
rattle them
we'll
off.
talk. I think we know where we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Best family game, Super Mario Maker, whatever. Best fighting game, Mortal Kombat. There really wasn't any other contenders for this one.
No.
Best multiplayer game. This really took me by surprise. Splatoon. So Splatoon is like a kid-friendly multiplayer game on the Wii U. And when it won, I was like, all right, you know what?
I give that one to him. Yeah.
Because it beats out Call of Duty, beats out Halo, it beats out all the AAA FPS that are always up for that award. And I was kind of happy
to see it go to the little guy.
Yeah.
For once.
Yeah. So best mobile game, Lara Croft Go. Esports Team of the Year, Optic Gaming. Esports Player of the Year, Kenny S. That doesn't really matter. I don't really care about that. Esports Game of the Year, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Most anticipated game, No Man's Sky. Best narrative. Her Story got this award. Her Story won a lot of different stuff.
What were the other options for that?
I don't have them.
No,
on
it's
hand.
not-
I know
no problem.
Witcher 3 was one of them. But like it was like the underdog of the list.
Of the show, and it came out with a few good awards. I love those statues too.
Yeah, they're cool. But so her story took that one. Trending gamer Greg Miller, who
Awesome.
totally deserved that.
Yeah, he killed it.
He made this like the most amazing speech I've ever heard in my entire life.
It was
like,
awesome. Yeah,
go look it up. It's amazing.
I'm happy. I didn't realize he when it made his whole own streaming service and stuff or not streaming service
Like
just
website,
white website and everything.
Yeah.
I've been listening to PS I Love You, so I like it a lot.
Cool. Best indie game. Oh, voice crack. We got Rocket League, and it also won best sports game. Games for Impact. Life is Strange. You've yet to play it, but I definitely plan on playing it. Best fan creation. Portal Stories. Mel. This is just like a mod for Portal. I have no idea what it is. Developer of the Year. CD Projekt Red. Definitely deserves it because Witcher 3 ends up winning Game of the Year and Best RPG of the Year. We'll get into the Game of the Year, but CD Projekt Red I think is like one of the best companies in the business because they're all about.
They know what they're doing. They're into what they're doing.
It's not about the money.
It's not. Yeah,
It's
it
like
really
it truly is. Like
that's just their passion. They want to do it, and if they make some money, they're happy that.
Like they released 16 free DLCs and 2 major ones which you have to pay for, but they're good. Like I have no gripes with them. Another thing that they do.
Wait, did the second one come out?
No.
Well, no, I was gonna say
it's just Hearts of Stone.
I'm probably gonna finish Hearts of Stone when the new one comes out, and then get into the new one.
Yeah. And remember how in their game case they have a little message from like the devs about thank you for buying the game. I thought that that's something that like no
it's just
one
a little
does.
cool, little cool thing. Yeah.
So best art direction, Ori and the Blind Forest. I've heard a lot of good things
Not
about this
surprised.
game.
Yeah.
It's an Xbox exclusive.
It looked very artsy from what I saw.
Best action adventure game, Metal Gear Solid 5. I think it deserves
That's
it.
fine,
Gameplay wise, MGS is like.
I was actually
really
up late
good.
playing that last night.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Finally, you gotta beat it so we can talk about
Well,
it.
because I've had nothing. I was like, I feel like playing a stealth game. I'll play some.
Yeah, try to break through that campaign, man.
I was stuck on this mission, so I just exited because I checkpointed back into a part into in the middle of a mission. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I just aborted the mission and then just restarted.
So best score also went to Metal Gear Solid 5. Best performance went to Viva Seaford, who was the main character of her story. Again, total surprise. The voice actor for Geralt was up. Who else?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had the nominees on hand too.
Metal Gear, maybe? Was it Kiefer Sutherland?
Was Kiefer?
I don't know.
He probably was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, out of nowhere. And best role-playing game, Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Best shooter, Splatoon. They didn't announce all the awards on the show.
Yeah.
It was mostly the major awards.
The big ones that people care about.
Yeah.
Really,
And then finally, I think something that I want to focus on, Game of the Year, went to Witcher 3. The nominees were Fallout 4, Bloodborne, MGS 5, and that was it, right?
That's it, yeah, pretty sure. It's only 4 nominees, right? Excuse me.
Yeah. And I think, and I was like, if Witcher doesn't win, I'm going to be really upset. I don't think MGS, if you look at, every note of a game you would review it on, Witcher 3 does everything and, more.
It does.
It exceeds at everything.
It definitely does.
If Fallout won, I was going to be, deeply upset because I don't think Fallout... a lot of people have a lot of gripes about it. I'm not too negative about it.
It's definitely a game that has been splitting the community.
Yeah,
you know what?
I feel like Witcher, everyone liked Witcher. I heard not one negative thing about that game.
I mean, the one thing with Witcher, and even a role-playing game in general, it's tough for, the regular video game community to really get into these games and, stick in. I see my brother, he tried playing Witcher because he wanted to. He's like, dude, it's just too much. It's too big. I just can't get into it. I just can't sit down and have the time to do it. And I was like, I totally understand. And it's just, it's a commitment when you play one of these games, and you want it to be as good as possible if you're making that whole 100 whatever plus hour game. Yeah. It's happy to see.
MGS definitely can get up there. Fallout can definitely get up there.
Yeah.
The only game I really don't know much about personally is Bloodborne. I feel like Bloodborne just
I enjoyed it a lot. From what I played,
it's a good game, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. But I don't think it's a Game of the Year nominee.
Well, it was because it was really the only major PS4 or PlayStation exclusive to really come out this year. If you think about it. And also, I don't know. I think it kind of did deserve to at least get nominated because from what I played, like I rented.
I gotta play Dark Souls.
I'm gonna buy it again soon, but I like rented it off GameFly when I had a trial, and like I got through like the first couple minutes. Like it's hard, but like once you get it down,
that's
once
like
you
with
know
Dark Souls. Like I understand Dark Souls, it's easier.
Yeah, it's a fun game, and the art direction's really cool. Just the whole world itself is really like a crazy, dark, creepy place to go through, and it's really cool.
Cool.
I like it a lot.
So before we wrap up our Games Talk, there was something revealed. Jeff Keighley specifically wanted to talk about. So Kojima, I kind of thought he was going to be there. I was like, oh, like I kept saying, like, where's Kojima?
Mm-hmm.
Like throughout the night. And Jeff Keighley, when Metal Gear won the award, Keith Sutherland
he was the only one that came up
because Kojima wasn't there.
Yeah.
So he pretty much said that Konami pretty much, since he's still under contract, told him he cannot accept the reward and he has to stay in Japan.
Yeah.
Like,
well, not that he just couldn't attend. Basically, what they were saying is he couldn't attend the Game Awards and accept on their behalf because he's getting sued. Basically,
yeah.
Like he could leave the country if he wanted. But like,
yeah, I guess.
It's just
but
he couldn't go to the Game Awards. They barred him from going to the Game Awards.
Yeah, so and the whole crowd booed, and like that's really sad.
Yeah,
it's getting to this point where like I've already said it. Like I cannot wait to see the
aftermath.
I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen because like Konami's fucked. Any game they put out, people are gonna boycott just because of what they did to Kojima. But
I mean, obviously, we gotta wait and see what happened behind the scenes. I do believe it's probably Konami more than Kojima, like with things like that.
He's
things
probably at the mercy of them,
obviously,
more or less. And they also did a good Satoru Iwata
tribute.
Yeah. Reggie Fils-Aimé had some like really good things
words
to say. Yeah. And then they had Deadmau5 and Churches perform, which was good. Overall, I liked it. I'm trying to think of last year. Last year's was like so much longer. Like one thing Jeff Keighley said was like it was like 3 hours last year, and it's like
it was too much,
long. And he's like they had to make some cuts on like what awards. Even at the Oscars they do that.
Yeah.
Like some of the other
some
awards
people get
they
them
go
off
over really quick,
or like they do them at commercial breaks almost. Like so you don't even see it.
All right. So moving on. What's this about?
Next,
so canceled Avengers game.
This was just something really cool I saw. It was a video. So apparently there was an Avengers game in development for like a bunch of years. I forget who was the developer, but it kept going through these iterations. So at first it was a third-person action game on the Avengers, and it had you playing as Cap, Iron Man, like Thor, and Hulk. And it actually looked kind of cool from what they showed, like in the like beta footage. It was like Cap throwing a shield. It looked pretty smooth, but then they were like, I feel like there's so many of these third-person over-the-shoulder action games, so they turned it into this first-person game where you play as all four of them, and like you have your different powers. It looked pretty crazy. Did you watch the video at all?
I did. I wasn't like, I don't know. I'm weak.
Obviously, it was in early stages, so it's tough to really decide, and maybe it was a good idea that they didn't go through with it.
I don't know how I feel about movie games, because once upon a time back in the day, like every movie had a game.
It wouldn't have been.
It
wouldn't have been a movie game, but it would have been like somewhat based on the movie. Like they would have taken.
I would like to see like a Solo, like a Captain America, like put Arkham Knight, like the Arkhamverse with Iron Man, something like that. I feel like they've yet to do that, and I don't know if they ever will. Like, I feel like Batman's like that one hero that you can do. Like, same with Superman. Like, there's apparently a Superman game in the works.
Speaking of, WB is actually hiring for 2 new AAA video games, which are focused on expanding the DC universe in the interactive space.
One is definitely Superman.
Yeah, I think that's without a doubt. The other one, rumored that people are talking about, is Suicide Squad.
A game?
Yeah. Which I actually think you got like kind of your Dirty Dozen Suicide Squad. You play as different people. I don't know how it could work, but even like... Okay, so the games that I'm hoping that they do, I don't know that I think they do, I'd love to see them do a Green Lantern game. Don't know how they do it. Love to see it happen. Flash and Green Lantern at the top for me to see what they could do with that. With Flash, I could imagine them. You know how you have your your weapons wheel, and they could do this with, honestly, Superman and stuff, too. You have your weapons wheel, you have your different powers, so obviously you have your super speed at all times. Then you have your, I don't even know what it's called when you fucking, like, does his arm thing. Yeah, it just creates a cyclone. But, like, even a Superman game, I'm having trouble picturing, like, what that is.
Yeah, that's the same with, like, Marvel. I'm, like, having trouble picturing what an Iron Man centric game.
Another thing is, WB was the one that did Arkham Origins, which was the third game, which was not Rocksteady. It was kind of that in-betweener game between City and...
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I didn't hate. A lot of people were like, it was okay. The way I see it, a Batman game's like pizza. When it's not good, it's still pretty good. But, like, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool story. And I think WB did a really cool job with it. And I'm really excited what they can do with these other games. And even Rocksteady. Like, I don't know if they're just totally done with DC, because they're going on to a totally new project next. So, I'm wondering what the hell it is. And I'm excited. I can't wait to see
I have trouble envisioning superhero comic games. Like, besides Batman, even though
But even Batman, like, before that came out,
like,
what did you think that was going to be? Like, it's just... Just because I have a hard time seeing it doesn't mean it can't be done. And I think
it's just because we only have one of its kind.
Exactly. One successful
Like,
we
have Batman games, we have Superman games, we've had games with DC people in them.
But, like, they're not, like... the Arkham series was the first one to really bring it into, like, the mainstream.
There's even...
Have it be possible... Like,
have you... Sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
No, just, like, have it be, like, oh my god, you can make a good superhero game.
Have you played Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good game, but it's not narrative-based, it's more gameplay.
Uh-huh.
And, like, it was good. Like, they involved, like, a lot of different heroes, and, like, I think the story is, like, okay, but it's not, like... It's still, like... Like, Batman doesn't feel like a comic book game. It doesn't.
I get what you mean, yeah.
Like, Ultimate Alliance feels like a comic book game.
Mm-hmm.
I know they've done it with the X-Men, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, look out for that. So they're hiring devs for both of them. That's probably... I don't even know when they'd announce them. We'll see what happens. All right. Next up, we both finally finished Assassin's Creed. We're just going to kind of give our overall thoughts here. It probably won't be too long of a discussion. But, all right, Gooch, what do you think? Ending. What did you think? Did you think it was as bad as everyone was giving
I thought it was better than Unity, I'll say that much. Again, it doesn't progress the overall story of the universe.
The future story.
What ends up happening is they find the location of the Shroud of Eden. They find it. The Templars are there. They fight. They lose it. That's it.
Did they lose it? I thought they got it.
No, I thought they lost it. The one girl escaped with it, right?
I mean, I thought that part was awesome.
It was cool.
Like when they went through the whole thing, and it was really choppy in the way of like, what's going on? Like, and then you had Juno show up.
Like the three people on Sigma team, like Otto Berg is the character you play as in the Brother of Multiplayer. That's where he comes from. Like that's who was being put through the paces of the Templar Order. One of the other the black girl is a new character, and then there's the other girl. Like you really don't know these people, so you have no personal vendetta against them. Not like Warren Vidic.
Yeah, where
he had this he kept me prisoner in the first game, and in the third game you get this you finally kill him. Like there's this build up.
I did love those present day missions. I thought they were awesome. Like in
3,
yeah, I thought those were awesome. Like even 4, like the way that they did the present day. I absolutely love that.
I liked it too. They did it really good.
They did it to the point where you had to spend at least 20 minutes in the real world just to do the certain things. But if you wanted to...
And that progressed the plot.
But if you wanted to, you could spend this time outside the Animus, probably about 2 hours worth of content, just looking through side things, things that build the world. Because you could go back and see Desmond's body and the whole report.
Yeah, and you see Abstergo was going over each assassin to make a game on, and they settled on Kenway. Mm-hmm. One thing I think the series is going to forever struggle on is making you care, because
once Desmond's been
through 3,
yeah.
You gave a shit because 1, you were playing as Desmond. 2, they were his ancestors. 3, they ended up ended up caring about the assassin. I cared about Altair in a way, I guess. maybe they didn't.
I'd say by the end of Revelations, you cared more about Altair, but besides like
I cared about Ezio. I literally lived from his birth to his death.
Yeah.
I cared about that character. Connor, as a kid, you see him growing up and like what he went through, and
you see his whole kind of story.
You cared about him. Kenway, not that I didn't care. I cared because he was related to Connor and he was related to Haytham.
Exactly. And even then, though, like, he was just a pirate. That's just, like...
Yeah, even Arnaud didn't give a shit about him. Like maybe his internal issues, but I think he was the weakest assassin to date. Jacob and Evie Fry, you care about a little, because I like their
chemistry's awesome.
Their chemistry is really good in Syndicate.
I think they definitely are two of the first characters in a while where I've been like, I really care about these people, as into the point
like they were interesting. But alone, no.
I mean, it's kind of hard to judge in the way of like you don't know. Like, you have your parts where
they are like two sides of one person.
But like I actually liked Evie a lot better, and I'd love to see better. Like a game kind of focused on like a girl assassin, and just like Evie was awesome. I thought she was cool, and even you got the whole World War I section with her
Lydia
Fry, which is cool. Which I thought was also. I got into that. I haven't either. I've only done like a mission or two.
What did you think about London? How did you feel like? I guess not compare London and France, or Paris. How did you feel about London?
I liked it. I mean, you definitely needed the zipline, without a doubt.
Yes,
that was definitely a key instrument.
That was like Revelations bringing back the hook blade.
Like I thought it was fine. I like the carriages were good. Like they ran very well, at least in my opinion. Like driving them wasn't a bitch. They didn't get annoying. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought every borough had a very different kind of feel. Like you had like your nice district.
Yeah,
like
you look at like Westminster compared to like Lambeth. It's pretty different.
And I enjoyed the different borough leaders. I didn't really hate like going after all of them. I thought it was a good city. I liked it. I think I liked Paris a little bit better, only because
there was more going on.
And it felt like more of an Assassin's Creed city. Like, as in, like, everything's close together. You can just climb across a rooftop from the end of the city to the other end of the city.
Now, I feel like the zipline made it smaller because you could do that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But, like, the thing is, it also had, like, all these wide avenues that, like, you just have to go down and then go back up onto the building.
Or you zipline.
That's what I'm saying. If you didn't have a zipline, you'd have to just go down and go back up.
One thing I have a gripe with is that I want to go back. The next Assassin's Creed, I want it to be multiple cities. This is 2 games in a row we had one city, and it was big. Paris and London aren't similar in look, but they're similar in design in a way. They're kind of like structured similarly. And I'm like, I don't want another city like that. I want to see like either multiple cities and like a frontier vibe, or like a kingdom like they did in 1 and 3. Mm-hmm. Or even like in 4, like I mean, I think those cities are too small, but
in 4,
yeah,
I agree.
Like Kingston,
they were way too small.
Kingston and Nassau, I think it was pretty much
Kingston, Nassau, and then you had the pirate place.
Yeah,
is that Nassau?
No, that was your hideout.
Yeah, there were like I think 4 cities in that. I can't.
Like it was more like the cities were the small part, and like the sea was what you cared about. But I feel like they. Okay, well, let's not dwell. I don't really have anything else to say about that.
Assassin's Creed, better than Unity. I enjoyed it. I'd give it definitely 7.5, at least maybe 8 out of 10.
I'll make a few quick points. The skill point system sucked. It needs to be more fleshed out and better and more unique, because like they're pretty much the same for both of the characters
except for like
you get to the bottom,
3,
but it still doesn't even matter. It doesn't make me care about it.
I mean, I don't think it was awful, but yeah, I definitely agree that it should have been more unique to each player.
Yeah. The weapons I thought was good. It seemed a little convoluted because they threw a lot at you. There's really no difference between using a Kirky, a sword cane, and a
the Kirkies. There is like basically with the Kirkies, you're gonna get more lethality out of it.
Yeah, whereas, but like I don't know. At the end of the day, who gives a shit? Like,
and even. Like the fighting, I didn't really love because I felt like
it was tough in the beginning, and then it got really easy.
I feel like it was like really kind of button mashy, and you're kind of just doing the same thing. And you're like, boop, boop,
yeah, you do. One thing in the combat, you do the same thing over and over and over and over.
And one of my favorite combats out of all the series was 3.
Yes,
Like
agreed.
I just thought his was like Connor's was so just he had his tomahawk and just the way that he just killed. It was good. It was awesome, and I'd like to see it kind of get back to that. And it sucks because you don't have any swords in this game because of the time period it's stuck in. But yeah, I mean that's really I think all I got to say.
Well, one thing I just want to talk about the villains. I didn't give a shit about any of those Templars leaders besides Lucy Thorne because she had something to do with a piece of Eden, and Starrick because they actually built him up.
That's true.
Everyone else, I could keep. Why do I care? One thing, like you look at 2 and the way they build up the Templar Order, you see all the villains from the beginning.
Yeah.
You see them all together, like may the Father of Understanding guide us. And
and then they kind of.
You see, like, all right, these guys are bad. Like they're all involved in Templars, and then you see them fleshed out. Maybe like the Potsees. I remember like the one family, you kill a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
They flesh them out as you go along. And like, even though they have nothing to do with maybe the story at hand, you see them being involved.
Okay.
And like, you see what kind of people they are. And then when you finally get to like, start gearing up to assassinate them, you see who they are and like, you kind of get into what they're doing.
Mm.
In this, you're like, oh, what's going on? I heard about this dude. Oh, okay. What's this? Oh, okay. Now I know what they're doing. Let's go kill him. Done. Have a good one.
But I feel like I'm trying to think what Assassin's Creed are you talking about when you're talking about like you have all these fleshed out like
2.
Two
From the beginning, they flesh out the Potsy family who was rivaling the Auditories, and then you see like Borgia's family. Like like you see the development of the Templar enemies within the game. In this, they were just. You heard their name, and like some of them you didn't even see till the last mission.
Yeah, that's very true.
And like you just didn't care. Like you didn't see the tyranny, you just heard about it.
I mean, with this game, like with these games, unless like there is a really big change up next year, I'm kind of getting done.
I think it was better than Unity. Like, if I have to compare the two,
yeah.
Syndicate was way better than Unity, but it's still not at the point where I have total faith again.
It's true, and it sucks. And if next game's really not good, I might be done with this, just because I want something to care about.
Right,
like
exactly. I don't care about the world. I'm starting to like give less of a fuck.
Like I remember when I get an Assassin's Creed when it was going back to 2 and 3, and I can't wait to just beat this all. Like as soon as I just want to play it all.
I think they need to bring back. They need to give you a protagonist, not be yourself.
I mean, dude. Wait until the leak about the next one comes out. Remember last year, literally right after Unity was released,
we heard about
there was a leak for Syndicate. No, it was Syndicate.
What was the code name though? It was Victory.
Victory or something like that.
It was codenamed Victory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, literally, I think around this time we heard about it
because it got leaked somehow or something like that. It was like a picture of like someone on top of a carriage like fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean.
Assassin's Creed.
That's really all we got to talk about. Really, just
if you're interested, you might want to wait until it's on sale or something. I wouldn't go. It's not worth. I
wouldn't say it's not worth $60, but
if you're skeptical, wait.
Yeah, you don't need it right now. Let's put it that way. Yeah. All right, PlayStation experience.
So I didn't actually get a chance to watch all of this. I only saw some of it. A lot of PlayStation stuff was announced, but the biggest thing, I'm just going to talk about it because I think it's what we should care about. Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer. So we actually saw some like gameplay from like the beginning of the game, and it looks amazing. It looks so good.
Really?
They're using the combat system from 15, it looks like, because they're not using like the old turn-based combat from the first game, like where you just stand there and like command, like it's old school. I like that, and that's the only gripe I have with it so far. I like to see that combat system because I like it.
So what kind of is it? More just like button pressing?
It's more like Kingdom Heartsy, running around like open world combat.
Okay.
Like it's pretty typical.
Yeah. Okay.
But other than that, like you kind of saw some dialogue and just some like what the beginning of the game, and like that's pretty much it. I know. You can get Final Fantasy VII originally on PS4 now. They talked about some Uncharted stuff, but like it was PlayStation experience is never huge.
I was expecting more.
They talked about a lot of VR stuff. They're making a Psychonauts VR game.
VR is going to be like their whole big next thing. Like I wonder what's going to come out on that. That's going to be so interesting when we hear more about it. I'm really excited to hear what they're actually going to do with it. Is there anything else?
Nah, not really.
All right. Moving on. Walking Dead, Season 6.
So we got the mid-season finale, and I have to say it was the weakest episode in the first half of the season. I'll just say that off the bat. Not a lot happened. So we saw the tower fall. Things went into disarray. Different groups hid in different places. Glenn and Enid are trying to get into Alexandria, make contact. Some people almost die. We have one death, and that is Deanna, who's the leader of Alexandria, dies. In the comic, her character dies at that point in the comic, but totally different. Mm-hmm. And I think they might kill another character off in the next episode, like how she dies. Mm-hmm. Because what happens to Paul Monroe, who is the Deanna in the comic, like something happens when he dies to another character. So okay. I think they're going to do that with someone else. And pretty much the only thing that happens is, like, Carol almost kills Morgan because he finds out about the wolf that he's been keeping downstairs. The guy is, like, going off the deep end, and Morgan thinks he can, like, bring him back. And, like, Carol's like, you're stupid. Like, he's going to kill us. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to kill you so he cannot kill other people. Yeah. And, like, they get into this confrontation. He ends up escaping with one of the Alexandrians. We'll see that.
Morgan escapes? Or
no. The wolf escapes with the doctor. What's her name? Forget her name off the top of my head, but he escapes with her. And what they end up doing is to get out of the house. They take a tactic from season 1, cut up some zombies,
smear it all
so
over them.
It's like 6 of them doing that, and like it ends up. The episode ends with Jesse's son, who's her youngest son, like he's like scared shitless, and he's just like, Mom, while they're walking, and you're at the same time you're like, shut up, kid!
Like, are you fucking
shut up?
retarded?
Yeah. So I feel like it's gonna take the next episode will take off right from there, and I feel like people are just gonna get killed left and right as soon as that episode starts. But the reason I didn't like it is because it was just a build up for like
next season or next half of the season.
The only thing that made it good was the post credits scene, which was the fact that they finally named him. Sasha, Abraham, and Daryl are still coming back to Alexandria. So they don't know what's happening yet. Yeah. And this group on motorcycles is just in the middle of the road, and they just stop, and they're like, "Just get out!" Like, and they just tell them like, "Put your weapons down." Like,
they're talking to Daryl, or okay.
So they get out and they put their weapons down, and they're like, "We want your truck," and he's like, "And your weapons, give them to us." And he's like, "Why would we do that?" And he goes, "Well, they're not yours." And he goes, and he starts naming, like, everything that could possibly be in a truck. He's like, the porn under the seats, the seats themselves, the stuff in the glove box. Just, like,
he names all,
He's like, they're not yours. They're ours now. And he goes, they're property of Negan. And, like, that's where it cuts. And, like, I was like, shit. Like, yes, Negan. I cannot wait. So, yeah, we won't see that until February. So, but I'm psyched for Negan. Hopefully he can catch up and finally be on.
We'll see. I should be able to. I mean, we got a whole month ahead of us. I won't have any school or anything like that. So.
I mean, we're literally... next week we'll have the Flash and Arrow mid-seasons.
That's going to kill TV for us. It's going to be it.
And during Walking Dead, we got a promo for Better Call Saul, Season 2, which was just a short little...
How did you enjoy the first season, by the way?
I really liked it.
Like it, or did you just liked it?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, like, you know what happens to Saul in the end, so, like, some of the stuff was, like, you want him to be a good guy, but, like, Saul isn't a good guy. Yeah. I mean, not that he's bad. He's, like, an anti-hero.
Yeah, exactly. He's, like, he's just doing what he can
in the sake for, like, money.
But, like, he won't go so over the deep end.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how he is in Breaking Bad. Moving on to our last TV topic. Well, actually, Season 2 will premiere February 15th, the day after Walking Dead starts.
Nice.
So that Monday.
Samurai Jack. Coming back.
So did you watch Samurai Jack as a kid?
Loved it. Me and my dad used to watch it all the time.
Oh my god. I didn't know you watched this. I was like, I don't know if you watched Samurai Jack. Mm-hmm. So Samurai Jack is going to be coming back on Adult Swim. So it is a darker show.
Makes sense. I mean... Wasn't it on Adult Swim to begin with? It wasn't?
It was on later, Network? But it wasn't on... It might have been on Toonami.
Okay.
Because it's in Toonami and Adult Swim. Because that was like the nights.
I wonder what they're going to... I'm excited for this show.
Like, Jendi Tartakovsky is the one who makes it. He made, like, Dexter's Lab. He's made, like, Symbiotic Titan, which was a newer show that came out. He makes, like, every friggin' show. Ben 10. He does, like, all those...
Oh, he did all those ones? Oh, I didn't know that.
He does, like, everything. So he's bringing it back. But, like... That's all. We got a little sneak, like, trailer and like that's it. Because like I don't even remember how the show ends.
Hmm.
Like I never watched it like episode by episode by episode to like really know. I just watched it.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. No, I never watched it like in chronological order. Yeah. Exactly.
I have, like, no
you just
idea.
watch it when it was on. Yeah. So watch out for Samurai Jack's 2016.
Yeah,
Should
man.
be awesome. Gotham, season 2, the mid-season finale. What'd you think, Gucci?
I really liked it. For the
I
first
really
time,
liked it too.
we kind of saw one of my favorite shots on the show was when like we saw Gordon and Alfred and
Bullock,
Harvey
yeah.
and Penguin and his dudes all walking down the street going to kill Galavan. Like,
It's awesome. It really is.
what did you think about the Bruce and Silver stuff? Because
I thought it was awesome.
I heard some gripes about that was like the weakest part of it.
Really, I like enjoyed how like you realize that kind of Silver was
Not
just
bad.
No, she was kind of
Being
just
played.
played by Galavan, and she was really trying to help him. And I love how Bruce saw right through her
Is
shit.
she a Dumas in the comic?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Honestly.
Because she's a Dumas in this. Yeah.
Like, I like how Bruce immediately saw through it, though. Like, there wasn't even a second where he kind of believed her. He's like, I know what you're doing. Why are you doing this? Like, I don't get why you're in here trying to do this. You know that you just screwed me over. Why would I even, like, think about liking you? And she's like, well, he's going to kill me if I don't. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing I will admit that was kind of weak about this, like, they didn't, like, the monk stuff was just kind of like,
The order themselves.
it was just kind of like,
They were just kind of there. And
Yeah.
They were like pretty like screwed up.
Yeah,
Like,
they were
I mean,
just
they were like
weird,
lethal.
Yeah, but like
I
didn't care.
Yeah.
I cared about Galavan and like
yeah.
all that, but they were like, man.
Yeah, they're about to like kill Bruce Wayne and like Harvey. Well, one thing I hate about like that how Barnes is like, oh, there's no proof. I'm like, what? I'm like,
I know,
dude, like, come on, like.
Well, no, but I mean, he knows that there's proof. There's no physical evidence that could literally link him in a court of law. I think is what he meant.
Yeah, he's so
Rather
like
than,
he's so like a judge,
Straight-laced,
jury, and executioner. Like he has to go by the law,
By the book, yeah.
and like that's the way it has to end. And we do find out at the end. Leah's pregnant.
Leah's pregnant.
She's pregnant in real life and on the show.
I know, which is
So-
funny. Yeah.
So is that
Dude,
Barbara?
do you know a bunch of those shots were shot with her like at certain camera angles, like when she was pregnant, so that you just couldn't see that she was pregnant?
Yeah.
thought
Wait,
that was funny.
like Barbara?
Oh, Barbara,
Gordon.
yeah.
Is it Barbara? See, like that's the thing. Like they just had this whole thing with Barbara Keene, like, and like he's gonna name his kid after his crazy ex. So like that's what I was thinking about. Like that's kind of crazy.
I just think he sees it as like Barbara's like.
I think he still likes. I don't know.
Well, I think he
like
sees it as like what happened to her kind of wasn't her fault. Like it was her parents that makes her go off the. Like what happened in the first season again? Like she kills her parents.
What's his name? Forget his
Zaz?
name. A villain makes her kill her parents. She doesn't do it herself.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like that's how she goes off the.
I think he sees her as like almost a victim more than
that's a really good way to put
more
it.
than a committer.
Yeah.
or the one that commits the crime. It sucks because I think he did love her, and I just think he really just feels for her.
Yeah. So
At that
the
point.
last thing we're left with is Dr. Hugo Strange, who
Which I
is
saw coming
in
easy.
Indian Hill, that place we saw where they were experimenting on people. So we know Firefly's there. Fish Mooney's corpse is there.
Mhm.
We saw the back of her head. You didn't see that.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, so it's like
you
you
said
see
you
her
saw it.
red hair, black woman, black
Mhm.
hair. It's Fish Mooney.
Yeah.
Galavan goes there. They send Galavan there. That's going to be a big part of the next part of the season.
Yeah, another thing.
And then
So
go ahead.
basically, the resolution with Galavan, they're going to take him in to arrest him, but then Penguin bursts in, knocks out the commissioner, and he's like, Jim, we can't let this guy go to jail. Like, he's going to get out. And even like Galavan, you see him like when he's arresting him, he's like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to jail. I'll be out tomorrow. Like you can see that he just doesn't care about going to jail.
Yeah.
And then Jim's just like, all right, and then they kill
Yeah,
him.
they kill him. So like originally they weren't, and Jim ends up pulling the trigger
Because Penguin beats the shit out of him.
first. Yeah.
But then he's like, all right, that's enough. Pops him. And then he sticks the umbrella down his throat.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so fucked up when I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
pretty
it was
gross.
good in a like fucked up way. It was funny. This whole season was a very good, pleasant surprise. Really bumped up from the first one.
Yeah, and then the last thing we see is Mr. Freeze, who is pretty much Victor Freeze is Mr. Freeze at this point. Of what we saw, like he confronts some dude in the alleyway and just freezes him. So
yeah.
we
I
know-
think he has a freeze gun. I don't think he's like to the point of where he needs to wear the suit yet.
Yeah.
Like,
But
I think he has like
some
the
sort of
mask. I think
getup.
he has like a mask and stuff on, but I don't think it's like his like cryo suit.
Yeah, so the Galavan and the Order of Saint Dumas are done. We're going to be moving into Hugo Strange and Victor Freeze in the next part of the season.
Did you see the pictures of the dude as?
Yes.
I thought those were
experimenting
dude.
with
He
beards,
looked like.
and he's Asian too.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like when he had the whole like real Victor Strange or the Strange getup. I thought he looked great.
Yeah.
I thought he looked awesome.
All right, some more
All right.
related, not related, but
Well,
Batman
DC
news.
stuff. All
So,
right.
We're gonna go over the sneak peek trailer first, and then we'll go over the regular trailer.
Yeah, this is for Batman v Superman. So sneak peek trailer was pretty simple. Shows Batman. He wakes up. He's chained up. Looks at these two guys next to him, and Superman lands in the bunker. That he's basically in this little bunker. Superman lands in the bunker. Dust goes everywhere. You see him. He's walking up. Superman looks pissed. Like he looks mad. Walks up, rips off his mask, just looks at it, drops it. So that whole thing, I'm guessing, is a dream sequence.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are pretty convinced.
I mean, well, there was a thing back at Comic-Con for San Diego. There was the action figure of him with the trench coat and like in that whole getup, and it was a nightmare. Batman.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of debunks that. So next up, just the whole trailer. So this trailer, it's a double-edged sword, in my opinion. It gave away a ton. Like a ton.
Yeah,
like it basically, I feel like
we both
it was
agree
Spark
that the
Notes.
trailer has a lot of.
It's spoilery, and it made me mad, but at the same time, what I saw, I really liked. Like the whole interaction with Lex, or with Bruce and Clark. It almost seems like they know who each other are, but like I don't know.
I really liked it when
like
it
was like
Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent.
Yeah.
I bring people together.
Like that was Then
He's
Jet,
so,
then
like,
he
about
comes
it.
and he's like, "Boys," and then he like slaps his head. Like I thought it was just
One thing I like how Lex Luthor Jr. That's who
Yeah.
our Lex Luthor is like almost like his attitude is so like immature and like childlike.
Yeah.
Like, he's like pumped. He's like the God versus man.
Yeah, like
black
he's-
versus red.
like he's just so crazy. Like it's
Like he wants to see him fight.
Yeah.
Like it's like a kid. Like
that's the thing.
like you're cheering on a fight. At, like,
One
the
thing
playground or
I am
something.
excited to see is like how they give that the treatment, like as in like why Lex hates Superman, because obviously in the comics like he hates him because he's an alien and because Lex kind of wants to be the hero while Superman kind of steals the limelight. I'm just excited to see how it all fades out, and I love that frickin' it's a very small detail, but I love that frickin' Ben Affleck is taller than Henry Cavill.
He is.
When they're standing, when they're talking, he's like higher, like he's taller, like it's noticeable. I just think that's perfect because it's like Superman's this guy, he's this unstoppable kid, like force that could literally destroy
everything.
But still, you have this man that's taller than him and he looks bigger than him, and Batman has to make up for it with brute strength over Superman's just godlike ability.
Yeah. So we got the reveal of our real villain, other than Lex. Lex.
I mean,
Lex,
technically, Lex is the third villain, but
Lex creates Doomsday from Zod's corpse somehow. What do you think about that? Because that's where everyone's like, "This."
I think it's
a lot
totally
of
fine.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
I think that's a totally okay way of doing it.
The negativity is like, just relax.
No, the negativity is like, I just wish they didn't show it. That's really it.
Yeah,
like, I just really wish that they didn't tell me that.
A lot of people. I heard one person say like he wanted to see Doomsday and Superman in their own movie, and that would be it. Because like Doomsday does kill Superman.
Yeah,
that's the point. Like so,
because he's the man. Yeah, he's the only thing that can. And it's another thing is everyone's griping about his looks. I'll leave my words if I'm wrong here, but I don't think that's what he's going to look like by the end of the movie. Superman's
like a phase one.
Well, no, basically because I mean, Doomsday adapts. That's his whole thing. He literally, I'm guessing by the time you see him at the end of that movie, he's going to look way more comic booky than he does now. Because he'll start growing appendages. There's a rumored part where you can see his hands cut off in the trailer. His back, I think it's his left hand, I guess it would be, the way he's standing. But yeah, it's like a stump. But there was a rumor going around that in one of the scenes, Wonder Woman cuts off his hand and he grows back like a knife for a hand. So I don't know if it was a stump or it was a knife or what part of the movie it was at. But Yeah, I just wish they didn't show him. That's really it.
Yeah.
Like, I thought until the part where Lex jumps in and, like, I was like, boys, and, like, that whole scene's over, I thought the trailer was awesome, and I would finally like seeing that interaction. But I just wish they didn't show that much.
Yeah, like, and we saw Wonder Woman, and we know that Wonder Woman comes in, like, solely on her own goals. Like, she has nothing to do with Superman or Batman. Because they say to each other, he was like, is he with you? And she's like, I thought he was with you.
People were pissed off about that, but I actually kind of thought that was, like, a little kind of funny thing.
And it was funny. I think people were pissed off because DC is more serious, and now they're putting jokes into their stuff.
Dude, that's another thing.
That whole trailer was very jokey.
Well, no, I read this article online, and it made total sense with me. It was like why this trailer was made for the general audience, and it's because it literally gave all the plot points. Like, me and you, we know that that's Doomsday. No one else does. That just is a regular movie.
They never said his name either.
No.
So I'll just say that. I mean,
Like,
not that it's not Doomsday, but they don't say his name.
Like, your general movie-going audience doesn't know who Doomsday is. They're like, what the hell? Why did that thing? Why did they show his body? Like, they're not, like, your regular person's not going to make that connection, or at least I don't think.
I wouldn't think
Like, if my brother, like, I'll show my brother the Batman v Superman trailer, he'll be like, oh, what's that thing? He won't even think that that's connected to Zod's body. Like, we just know so much about these universes to the point of where we judge it so detailedly and just so
meticulously.
It's tough to please us. And this movie's going to make so much money, no matter what. Even if this trailer did spoil a lot, then that's the other thing. They didn't need to show all this to get the people in the theaters. I'm just, I'm mad in that way, but at the same time, I'm still, like, extremely pumped.
Same.
Like,
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But I mean, that's all my thoughts on it. I'm excited for the movie. I thought all the footage we saw was great.
Yeah. All right, moving on. So, what is this Green Lantern Cyborg?
Oh yeah, okay. So, Green Lantern. This is just kind of some quick stuff. Green Lantern's supposedly going to be kind of set up as like a buddy kind of cop movie set in space. So it's going to be Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. And it's going to be kind of them going through and just doing so. There's no like major plot points, but that's kind of going to be the base. It's like a buddy cop movie set in space. While the Cyborg movie is apparently kind of morphing more into a Teen Titans movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because Cyborg is a Teen Titan.
Well, that's the thing. He's had almost no solo superhero experience. I mean, they have the new comic line with him just leading it.
I mean, like, yeah, he's in the Justice League.
And yeah, he's getting his own series, and he's getting his own series. He has his own comic series now, but he just hasn't had that much solo hero time. He's either been with Justice League or the Teen Titans. So I mean, that's the movie that I'm really like least excited about, but not like because I think it's gonna be bad, but just because I don't know what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm kind of at the point where seeing is believing. I just want to see something.
Exactly, and I mean that's not till. That movie's not till 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so far off to the point where I'm like, oh, whatever. All right, moving on. So we got Supergirl stuff. One, it got we're getting a full season of Supergirl. All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Second, this came out today, actually.
I think it was. I meant to actually put this in here, but I never got around.
So they're bringing the Silver Banshee to Supergirl, which is one of Supergirl's like arch nemesis. Do you know much about her?
No, I actually do not.
I don't.
I meant to look stuff up. I do know she is one of her big villains.
Yeah, she's also a Superman villain. The actress that's going to be playing her is Talia Ricci, who's from ABC show. I don't know what else she's been in, but she'll debut in episode 14 of this season.
So I'm just looking at her wiki. So basically, yeah, it looks like she started out as a Superman villain. Her abilities are superhuman speed, durability, strength of 10 men, hypersonic screams, hypersonic screeches. Her sonic abilities also allow her to teleport via sound waves. Perfect fluency in any language just from hearing a few words.
So it looks like how they're going to introduce her to the show is she's going to be Kat Grant's latest hire, and she'll become a work nemesis for Kara. But later she's going to be...
So she'll kind of evolve over the series.
She'll be a personal villain and then a Supergirl villain. Yeah. Like a Kara villain and then a Supergirl.
Yeah, okay. That'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
I'm interested. So going into episode 6, honestly, I think it was the best episode of the season so far. We finally saw like Supergirl get pissed, and it was awesome.
It was like when she's beating up Red Tornado, and she's like really just like taking out her
Like,
anger.
oh, the scene where it slows down and like it's just music, and you see her like yelling at Red Tornado, and just
her eyes are
like
like
laser eying him, and like she's getting like enraged. And I thought it was just like
awesome. Like it got you pumped. Yeah.
This is what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
This is it. But what'd you think about Red Tornado?
Thought he was cool. I mean, he looked weird, but like
he played better.
He played better than I thought.
I like how
he
didn't talk.
Yeah, I liked how he didn't talk. I thought how they did everything was fine. He definitely looked way better in action than he did just in the still shots.
Yeah, I think his costume was a little wanky.
It was really a little wanky. I mean, they could have done worse. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Didn't love him.
I thought he was gonna kill him, and he was gonna like run away and come back, but he's dead.
I mean, he is a hero in DC Comics.
Yeah, he is.
He's part of the Justice League and stuff. So, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they'll probably just keep him out.
Maybe they'll make another. I don't know. Like, because like this Red Tornado was like designed to kill Kryptonians.
That's the thing. Like, I would love. That would be cool to see if like they maybe resurrected it, gave him a whole new kind of overhaul look wise.
Yeah, and like I like so like Kara's anger rages or starts from like work, and like she's just pissed at Cat Grant because she treats her like shit.
Yeah.
But like, and then she gives her this like lecture about like being mad. Like, you're not mad because of me. You're mad at something else.
And then she's like, no, I think I'm mad at you. And she's like, no.
Yeah, it's like, you're not mad at me.
I will.
Kira.
Yeah. No, she said. But then as soon as after that, she's like, Kara. She knows her name. Like when they're out getting a drink.
Yeah.
Like she's like, Kara, it's okay. And like she's just doing it on purpose. That bitch. I will admit, I'm really liking their relationship. It's
Their
evolving
chemistry,
a lot more.
yeah.
It's nice. I enjoy watching them on screen together.
Yeah, episode 6 was my favorite so far. I don't even know if next week is mid-season.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
I mean,
either.
I just
it
haven't
started
seen
a lot
it.
later than everything else.
Yeah, it started like October 27th.
But it's gonna go on a break nonetheless. But anyway, so our
last
last topic.
Oh yeah, the Flaro crossover.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about them together, I guess. I mean,
we'll start with Flash. So they had some building behind the scenes on Flash. They had Wells develop Velocity 6, which is a big thing in the comics.
Yes, I know. I looked it up. And there's a Velocity 9.
Velocity 6, I'm thinking it's a rumor like that's how what's his name's gonna get his powers.
Wally West, yeah.
There wasn't much stuff on the Flash front like besides the crossover itself. Basically, you had your setup. Cisco's on his date with Kendra, and then Vandal Savage comes in. He's like, "Hey,
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm killing you." And then 6-0 calls Flash in, saves him. Then he's like, "All right, this guy's an immortal." They start to learn more about him, how he's an immortal.
Oliver comes in. They go to Oliver because Oliver has expertise in the mystery.
You know what I liked? How each episode was set in the opposite city. So like Flash was set in Central, or not in Central, in Star City, and then Arrow was all in Central.
Yes,
which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
Malcolm Merlin played a lot bigger of a part than I thought, but actually made sense. Like he knows about Vandal Savage. He basically gives them their whole backstory.
So the thing they did Vandal Savage from the comics. In the comics, he's a caveman who gets hit by a meteor and gets these powers.
And he's literally lived through like almost everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So this it's a little bit different. He is a priest of Horus, and he lives in
like ancient Egypt
with Hawkman and Hawkgirl in their first form. So they're lovers who end up becoming Hawkman and Hawkgirl because Horus like deems they get powers and then they get reincarnated. And Vandal Savage is an immortal because there's this, they call them like sky rocks, and they destroy the civilization, and that's how he becomes immortal. And the point of him to become immortal, he has to kill Hawkman and Hawkgirl over and over and over and over and over. And he's
like he keeps drawing their life force, and he's done it like 206 times, I think they said.
And
I still
that's where he comes from.
Yeah, I don't get everyone's gripes with Hawkman and Hawkgirl's like costumes.
I like it.
I thought they were awesome. I think they look great. Like the helmet looks cool as hell.
Yeah, so that's our like Legends of Tomorrow like tease.
I'm trying to think what else. So yeah, the whole thing happened in the first episode with them running back in time.
No, it's the second episode. But let's talk about Velocity 6 real quick. So like we see Jay Garrick come back and he uses Velocity 6.
Totally forgot about Jay, by the way.
Yeah, totally forgot about Jay Garrick.
He was even a thing. Yeah.
So Patty shoots Harrison Wells because like Harrison Wells,
dude,
he's dead. Like she sees him like go to his car.
That was so crazy. He's just like walking towards him, and she's like, "Stop! I'm gonna shoot you!" And then he's like, "Okay," and then she just pops him.
Yeah,
I was like, "Yeah."
So like he's gonna die.
I thought he was dead.
So they're in the process of developing Velocity 6 to help Barry
like get more speed,
and Jay ends up using it and like goes through his chest.
To get
takes the bullet out.
He gets shot in the heart, but they stabilize him. But they have to remove the bullet. But to do that, it would cause too much trauma and kill him. So they're like, all right, we need to get a speedster in here to just phase through it.
Yeah, with his.
See, but I don't get how.
Wouldn't that cut him up?
Yeah, why does Wells, when he do that, fucking kill someone, but then Jay can just.
I don't know.
I mean, there's definitely probably a reason to explain it.
Yeah.
But,
that's pretty good with like the Flash stuff. Now we go to Arrow, where I think was the better half of the two.
Which I think only is because it was the end of the crossover.
Yeah.
To be honest. I'm trying to think what happened. So did you notice the Avengers reference?
Yes.
I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, with Thea's like,
she's
isn't
like,
there a movie where a bunch of superheroes go to like a farmhouse?
She's like, oh, a bunch of superheroes in the farmhouse? I feel like we've seen this before. And then she walks.
I
thought that was funny. Reference. I was like,
So we find out that Oliver is a kid, and it's not Connor Hawke.
No.
His name's William.
Yeah.
It's like the same kind of story, but it's not Connor Hawke. Connor Hawke is going to be in Legend Tomorrow at some point.
This is basically just the girl.
Yeah,
like if you remember from first season,
Moira pays her like $1 million to shut up about it.
Yeah.
Doesn't abort the kid. Like she wants her to abort it, but
she doesn't. She keeps it. She never cashes a check either for $1 million.
Yeah,
like,
which is like okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess good on her for having principles, but at the same time,
I would have cashed that
$1 million. Yeah. And then Oliver. One thing I didn't get with that, when he figures it out, he goes and confronts her, and she's like, "You can't tell anyone about this. You can't even tell like your significant other." Why? Why couldn't he tell Felicity? What's gonna happen?
I don't know.
If he tells Felicity,
it causes like tension.
Exactly.
And like what happens is like
what causes tension is him not telling her.
He goes to his ex and like talks to her, and she like drops a hat that was Williams and like takes a hair off of it and like brings it to Barry. Barry does forensics, figures out they have the same DNA. And, like, he's debating whether he's going to tell Felicity or not, and he ends up telling her. Or he ends up not telling her.
But she already figured it out.
And she, like, figures it out and, like, gets pissed off, and they have, like, a breakup thing.
Yeah.
And then they go to fight Vandal Savage. They fail. Oliver dies. Everyone dies.
Dude, I was
besides
like, when
Flash.
that happened, I was like, oh my... Yeah, so basically they figure out this whole plan to go up against Vandal. He has the Staff of Horus, which basically grants him all this power, and they're trying to figure out how to get it away from him. Excuse me.
And they use these gloves, which end up
not working. Yeah,
that kills Arrow. It kills Oliver.
Yeah,
and then the explosion kills everyone else. And then Barry's running, and earlier in the episode you see Barry running, and you see he's running next to him. And
like it was like a speed mirage, or whatever.
And that only happens when
he travels back in time.
Yeah, so he knows. He tells Cisco, he's like, "I'm going to travel back in time," and he ends up doing that
when he's running away from the blast.
When everyone dies.
Yeah. Which I thought was straight out of the Flashpoint Paradox, that scene, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So he goes back and
So we are on the. Go ahead. Sorry. Sorry.
He gets out of time and he runs back to the exact spot where the first time you see him he's going to a meeting with Vandal Savage, with Arrow and Malcolm Merlin. So he gets there and he tells Oliver, he's like, well, it's not going to work. Like, we're going to die.
Yeah. So we need to adjust our plan. We need to be in the game.
And he's trying to explain to him that like, even if you do stop this catastrophe, like, another one will replace it. Like, that's just how it works. And he's like, well, we got to do it. Like, we can't go along with the same thing. You can't tell me that, and we can't just not change it. And so they go through, they go back and fight Vandal again.
They make the gloves better. The gloves end up working. They bring, instead of just being Oliver and Flash, they bring everyone.
Yeah. And, like, Oliver's head's in the game because the whole thing with Felicity didn't
never happens. Like Barry's like, you're gonna give me a hair sample. He's like, don't give me the hair sample.
Well, no,
and like, you have a kid.
He's like, Oliver, I think you have a kid or something. And he's like,
but like, you need to,
like, you need to figure it out. Yeah, like your head needs to be in the game.
Yeah, don't tell Felicity.
Well, no, I don't even think he was saying that. I just think he was saying just like, Oliver, like, your head.
Yeah, that's why he does it, because like they get in a fight.
Yeah, well, no, I think he was saying to tell her. I don't think he was saying to.
No, he says at least not right now.
I thought he was just saying, just be honest with her. But Maybe I read the situation
Because
wrong.
they talk about it and he totally brushes it off. Because he's not
Well,
ready
yeah.
to talk about it. That
Well,
makes
no,
sense.
I think the whole thing was. I don't even know. I'm losing my train of thought here.
But anyway, so we're in the third paradox of Earth 1. One is when Nora Allen is killed by Eobard Thawne. Second is when Barry goes back in season 1. And now, for the third time, when he goes back in the Flash, this crossover episode. So we are in the third paradox of Earth 1. It's kind of weird to think about.
Well, actually, the Nora Allen thing isn't a paradox, because that's actually how it's supposed to happen.
Are you sure?
Eobard Thawne thinks like that's the whole thing about it. Barry creates this whole thing that basically leads to himself becoming the Flash, but that's how it happens. It's crazy. There's this whole convoluted just backstory history, and even in the Flashpoint paradox, in Infinity Wars, and it's a comic line, when he dies, when he's basically running so fast that he rips himself into the Speed Force, and he just basically turns into lightning. He's the lightning that strikes himself to become the Flash.
Yeah.
That's the whole like that. It's in the comics, anyways. But that's just like so good. Like I don't know. I just think that's so cool. Like that's why I love the Flash. There's so many just these little.
I would consider that a paradox, though, because it's not originally Barry Allen becomes a Flash, but his mom dying has nothing to do with it. He still gets struck by lightning later when the particle accelerator gets developed correctly this time, and it still goes wrong because he gets
But even still, like you look at the Flashpoint paradox, like his whole backstory is that his mom dies when he's younger. Like he doesn't.
True. Well, I mean, we don't see that version of the universe. Is what
no, we actually do. That's in the comics.
No. In the show, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no.
We don't see a version where his mom is alive.
Yeah, but that's the Flashpoint paradox.
So we know the universe is Nora Allen is dead.
What I'm saying though is it's not a paradox because his mom always dies. His mom is the reason. I'm just saying, like that's
I kind
of
see it is because of the way like she would not have died if Reverse Flash didn't try to kill the Flash.
Yeah, but that's gonna happen all the time. So basically, it isn't a paradox. It's hard to.
No, that makes sense.
Like, do you know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna consider it a paradox anyway.
Yeah, whatever.
So we get that set up. They kill Vandal Savage, gets reduced to ash. Woohoo, we win. Malcolm Merlin comes in, scoops up his ashes, and he's gonna like resurrect him. So we're gonna see. They said they're gonna set that up in episode 1 of Legends of Tomorrow. So we pretty much have the setup.
Which makes total sense.
And next week is the mid-seasons.
It should be good. I'm excited. Next season, or next half of the season, I wonder what they're doing. They're obviously not going to finish up with Zoom on Flash, so he's going to just be the ultimate deal.
Yeah, the whole thing. Same with
I guess
Flash was.
Yeah, and same with Damien Dark. Like I'll give it to Gotham. Like they kind of have two. They're both half seasons, but they basically are their only season. Their own seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, definitely good crossover. Really good. I just enjoyed the whole thing.
Yeah, I liked
really
it a lot.
didn't have any real bad things to say.
Next week, we'll look forward to both the mid-season finale of Flash and Arrow. Other than that, I don't think there's anything that I actually know about. Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. mid-season finale, and then we'll play it by ear.
Alright, yeah.
So this has been episode 17 with Gooch and Trio.
I'm Trio.
And I'm Gooch.
Have a good one, guys.
See you later.